Hello all, thank you for joining the lightning talk on the 3 stages of demand generation. I'm Harish Munagala, Marketing Director with ClearEresult, leading our demand gen programs here at ClearEresult. In this talk, I'm going to talk about 3 different stages of marketing demand generation. This is essentially a framework that you can use in order to plan your demand generation marketing programs and campaigns. This is based on a framework that has been built by a company called Demand Gen International, and this framework is based on the planetary gear system, and it's a lot more detailed when you get into the actual source of this framework itself. But for the purpose of this talk, I've picked one component of it, which is the 3 different stages of demand generation. You can use this as a framework in order to apply to your marketing programs. And there are different stages, different components. You can use this as a guidance. This is not set in stone. You can definitely take it, tweak it, and apply some of the things that are relevant to your business, and apply it. So let's dive right into the framework here. So the first uh, area, or the first section of this the 3 stages, is demand creation. With demand creation, we are talking about how do we engage and nurture with the new prospects and new customers and drive the top line engagement and create demand for our products or services. And if we talk about the utilities, and more specifically around energy efficiency, we can think about our programs in terms of how are we creating demand for energy efficiency? How are we creating awareness among our existing customers or new customers who are signing up around the energy efficiency programs the utility is running? And also, as we get into the framework, you will understand that this is also about how do we engage with them repeatedly, and then also how do we make them our customer advocates. That is our goal. We want to take them on this energy efficiency journey so that ultimately they are becoming our brand advocates. So a few components within demand generation, as you can see, there are 12 different here, and the ones highlighted in red are more applicable for commercial and industrial, or B2B programs. And then everything else you can view it as applicable for both, actually, B2C, meaning the residential audiences as well as commercial audiences. So this process starts with persona development, understanding the customer base, who they are, and then what are their attributes. Then getting into their buyer journey development. How are they engaging with us? What are the channels with which they are engaging with us? And then coming up with a content strategy to speak to each of those stages within their buyer journey. Then the channel strategy. How do we engage different groups of audiences among using different channels? Using more of social media channels for probably the younger personas, and then for others, also including digital channels of engagement, but also making sure some of the traditional channels are in the mix. All that is developed within the channel strategy space. Then actually getting into some of the execution phases in order to create demand for our products or services, and that starts with lead acquisition. For B2B or CNI programs, you think about account-based marketing, ABM strategy, identifying ABM targets, and building that entire campaign framework. Then also looking at campaign attribution. We're starting campaign attribution at the outset so that we know how to measure the programs we are running. And then getting into preferences, uh, privacy, compliance, and ultimately database segmentation. So the next stage within demand gen process is demand management. Once we create the top line engagement and awareness among the audience, this stage is all about continuing that engagement with the prospects in order to convert them and make them participate in our programs or products and services. This starts with a strategy around demand generation, demand management, and then integrated approach with the downstream processes like operations, program, implementation, and having a good sense of that demand funnel. How are people progressing from the top line awareness stage and all the way up to participation? Then thinking about lead scoring. if we have a lot of demand and we want to make sure we are qualifying prospects upfront or through the process, lead scoring is a great technique. Then lead nurturing, as people are coming through that funnel, nurturing them, having information available to them during the different stages of that funnel is important, and that all happens through lead nurturing. Then lead routing. Once people raise their hand and express interest, we need to route them promptly to the people who can help them, and having sales or operations or program folks with enough information to help them along that process. Then the next three steps are again more focused on ABM, where we have account scoring, uh, account-based marketing engagement, and ultimately activation. All these play a very critical role in the second stage, which is demand management. Then the third stage is demand expansion. Once we have customers signing up and once they embark on their energy efficiency or energy engagement journey, how do we expand that demand? That all is under this third stage. So essentially, expanding customer lifetime value through a stellar onboarding process, and then retention practices, and also upsell and cross-sell efforts, so that we are not only getting customers on board, but we are making sure that they are taking a full advantage of the suite of services we are offering as a utility. And if we want to put an energy efficiency lens on, just making sure that they understand all the energy efficiency programs that are available to them that they can take advantage of. So the demand expansion process again starts with customer journey development. This is slightly different from the customer journey we spoke about in the demand creation process, because here we are talking about the existing customers, the customers who have already signed up for our services. And again, segmentation is different here because this is about the existing customers, understanding their preferences, their attributes, and their channels of engagement. All that is under this customer segmentation aspect. And then customer experience is the key. What is the type of experience we are delivering for them as they are first steppers, taking part in some of their initial programs? How are they experiencing our programs? All that is under the customer experience area. Then also the content is key for the existing customers as well, as we are thinking about our upsell and cross-sell efforts, customer scoring, customer onboarding, and nurturing, making sure that they understand all the things that are available for them, that onboarding experience is clean and clear. Then customer expansion, adoption, and retention. Making sure that we are not reacquiring them again and again for all our programs, but it's more of a seamless cross sell journey, so that they can um, participate in more programs more seamlessly. Then finally, customer advocacy, making sure that they have stellar brand experience and they are also talking to their friends and family about our programs. So that is at a very high level the three stages of demand generation. I'm happy to take any further questions, or you can reach out to me directly if you want to dig deep and understand more. Thank you.